Today's question is, how did I figure out that I was gay? What was the process? How did I know? I feel like this question deserves an answer, so I'm going to give it a shot. Yesterday, I was in the car with my mom riding, and we were talking about gastrointestinal issues. And as she was explaining her struggle of sorting out, what foods work for her and whatnot, I began to think about it. She's known for a long time that there's something wrong. There's something wasn't working and something wasn't right. And I just started thinking, well, gosh, figuring out you're gay is kind of like that. It's not like you just kind of suddenly someone diagnoses you, or you know, you basically are uncomfortable all of your life and you cannot figure out why. You try everything to fit into the norm. You try so hard and it's just not working. And so I thought I would take you through some of the processes for me and the clues. So I'll start with when I was very young, very, very young, I had no clue. I was just a child. I loved deeply. I loved women deeply. I would adopt mothers. I was just infatuated with women, usually older women. I've never had interest in boys, um, as in, I never understood. I just thought I was mature. So my biological mom, she always thought she would just, she thought I was gay. And I guess I radiated that, but my culture said that that would be wrong. That would be evil. That would be a sin. And I've always been a really good person, like to my core. I obey the law, I obey my teachers, I obey my parents. I try my best to be a good person. So if everything my mom saw in me was wrong and evil and bad, I can remember the day I decided, I can't be that. I can't. I mean, like, I can't let myself be whatever that is. That I can't be gay. So I remember making a conscious decision that I would not. That if it's a choice, I was going to choose to be a straight person. And therefore, I would change the way I was behaving in the sense of like, okay, at the time I was very tomboyish and I changed the way I dressed because it didn't please God. So I started growing my hair. I started wearing dresses and behaving more feminine. I think that my biological mom was so afraid of me being queer, being gay, that she took me out of sports immediately the moment she could. And that was actually after sixth grade. Put me in band, forced me to play a flute. Now I know that there are tomboys who aren't necessarily gay, but I'm just explaining my childhood and my youth. I think that the friends I had, the girlfriends that I had in my youth, she saw my deep connection with them, and it was really, I think it scared her. This is just my perception from growing up, and I can remember her hating my friends because I think I was in love with them more than I should have been, according to her. Now, honestly, I was just gay, so, like, I probably was just infatuated with my girlfriends because, yeah. So, that's just natural for me. With that said, through the years, I just shut off any feelings, so I didn't really know other than that my mom was scared I was gay. I mean, I can remember her asking me, why are you not sneaking out and kissing boys? And I didn't hang posters of boys on the wall. But I just assumed, since there are no labels and standards, I just assumed that that was normal for every girl. Until I walked into more than one girl's bedroom and saw posters on the wall of boys, and they would talk about kissing boys, and I thought, that's so disgusting. Like, why would you ever do that? Then um, I got engaged to be married. Um, and when I was engaged to be married, I can remember being asked to kiss, and I just like, no. And I can also remember my dad sitting me down saying, have you test driven your fiance? Like, are you sure you're compatible? And I don't know. I mean, I guess my dad probably had some hints, um, that you know, but he's, he's older now and he doesn't really remember much of anything in those days. So with that said, those were just some little hints, but the when it started actually unveiling and opening the layers of my truth to myself, okay, that was all when I was like unable to acknowledge it because I would have punched you in the face if you called me gay. I was upset that my mom kept assuming, because I'm like, no, no, I can't be. That's a sin, and I wouldn't be. So, over the years of my marriage, of course, when we first got married, I was in love with a woman. I was actually in love with two women. But I still didn't know. And over the years, just the whole us thing with Johnny and me, I can remember Johnny just being like, why don't you love me? Is it because, of my appearance? If I were muscly, you would love me. And I can remember just going, no. It wouldn't matter if you were muscly. I love you, but like it wouldn't make me want to have intimacy with you more. It wouldn't make me more, into you. Muscles didn't matter. No matter what persona you could be, you're still a man, and I'm just not into you, as in men. And but I still didn't know I was gay. But the more he would push and say, why are you so prudish? Why don't you let go of your inhibitions? And I can remember him saying things like, joking around, saying to the kids, your mom loves to watch White Collar because she's in love with, who is it? Neil? Character Neil? And I just remember thinking, I'm not in love with Neil. I like the wife. She's got blue eyes and black hair. What's her name? I don't know the names of people. I'm in love with the wife. Like, I just, and then I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I really was. I mean, and I was like every single character that I was in love with or wanted to watch a show for or infatuated with was a woman. And interestingly, that helped me start to see that, Kate, you're not prudish, you're just gay. Because I really, yeah. So about 5 years ago, six years ago, a family came to Kenya, and I'm talking to her. In fact, I'll give her, I hope she doesn't mind. Danny, I'll give you a shout out. Won't put your last name in case you don't want to be known. But um, this family came and visited us in Kenya, and I was chatting with her today, and she was telling me that she knew way back 6 years ago. She said she knew that she was just sitting there looking at me like, you're married, you have children, but you are so gay. I don't know, guys. I don't know what makes us this way. I just know that it's who I am. And I, how I figured it out is, again, it's a process. I slowly deconstructed my religion because I lived in Kenya, and when you're, burying children and you're feeding the hungry, and you slowly just start to like really let go of some of your black and white ideas of God and question things. And then watching my teenage daughters grow up, and I had one who's like drawing boys, and he's so cute. And then I have one who's just like me. And that one just, doesn't, care about men. She's into women. And I'm just like, and I've raised my kids to be free, to be who they are because of my own suppression and having myself being forced to meet gender roles, being put in etiquette school because I walked like a boy and all of that. And I'm grateful. So, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm grateful to some extent because it made me a very well-rounded person. I can now fit in anywhere, but it doesn't change the fact that I hurt inside all those years, not understanding what was wrong with me. Why don't you love me? Because I was radiating. I was radiating gay, and it was not okay in society back then. And I'll admit, Ellen DeGeneres is probably the biggest pioneer for demystifying and humanizing lesbians and making it okay because we can see she's an amazing person, and I would love to be just like her. And I would love to be radiating goodness and kindness and pouring out goodness on you, and for you to still see me just as a great person, not see me as gay or straight. So, yeah, so that's how I kind of got to the point where I started questioning, going, oh my gosh, Kate, you really. And then, and of course, over the years, I was just sort of like aching for women, and I would just be like, I'd put my hands on the table and I'd be cooking and I'd just think, oh my, I just need a woman. I longed. There was this huge hole in me that I couldn't fulfill, and the only thing I could do was be a mother. Um, I never could be the wife. I just couldn't, and I would like cook and I would work and I would do everything in my power to run from this evilness that was inside. And there would be days I'd go, Johnny, I'm not evil. And he'd go, who says you're evil? And I just like, God, something inside of me was so empty and aching so badly. I didn't know until I couldn't figure it out until slowly I was just like, oh my goodness. And I started realizing and seeing the signs, and then I would told a friend, um, and then I came out. A friend posted online on Facebook about her relationship with a woman, and I remember I have to confess, I have to confess, I have to tell her, I'm gay, I think I'm gay, and like I did, and everything just lined up in a moment. My whole life, my whole past just went ta-da! Suddenly I was awake, suddenly I was alive, suddenly I understood what was wrong with me. It's like finally figuring out, that you can't eat gluten or something. Well, and all of a sudden I could feel all the little feelings. I don't really want to say it, but like sexual attraction. All of a sudden I understood. I understood why I understood why I wanted to die when I was married. Don't get me wrong, I was married to an amazing person, but I was so not okay as a wife to a man. I just wasn't, and I couldn't figure out why. So that's how I figured out I was gay. I just slowly saw the signs. One time I went to a missionary fellowship and there was a woman there. She was a visitor, not anyone who was going there regularly. She had big blue eyes and just, I was so taken aback by her that I had to leave the room. I ran out of the room, and that's years before I came out. And I was like, oh my God, why am I feeling these things? Why am I feeling these things? It just, she consumed me. And so those things, there are different moments, dreams that I would have, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I would try so hard to discipline. I mean, I am disciplined. I'm a very disciplined person. But I have to be honest, does love have to be so disciplined? Can we not be a little bit wild? I would love to have a relationship one day where I can be wildly in love and free and happy. And I look forward to that. Not being ashamed of who I'm drawn to. Not being ashamed. being glad I'm me. Not running anymore. Just going, it's okay. You're okay. So, not just some light little flitty thing. It's deep. And it's okay. One day, I'm gonna be unashamed, wildly, passionately in love. And it's gonna be okay. And I'm not gonna care what you think. I'm not gonna care if I please you or if it makes you happy. This act is gonna be the most selfish act I've ever done. And that is to be unashamedly. Thank you. Thank you for holding my hand through this journey and helping me let go and be free. I'm not quite there yet, but every day I'm just a little bit stronger. And hopefully every day you're a little bit stronger too. I have faith in you. I believe in you. Click like, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.